business arising from the minutes of March 24. Hearing none, we're good. Correspondence, we have none this evening. Committee reports, I guess our Public Safety Committee Chair is not here, so we'll have to put that over to the next council meeting. The treasury report is due on April 28th, which will be the next meeting also. The Chief Administrator Officer's report, and we have Karina is filling tonight to read that for us.
Municipal offices sign. It took some time, but we had our office building sign installed, and the service provider did a great job. Keswick Valley Recreation Council. Keswick Valley Recreation Council has determined the conditions for transferring ownership of the Larry Gold Field and the extra lot. They would like to repair their foundation and install 2 heat pumps. The Canada Community Building Fund cannot be used due to it not being a full capital project. Duncan will provide the approximate financial details at the regular meeting on April 28th of 2026. The Keswick Facility Improvement Team, KFIT, has determined it would like to proceed with the transfer of their land to Central York Road Community. They would maintain ownership of the building and driveway. An agreement would be drafted to include the right-of-way for Central York Road Community's use of the driveway and other items to be determined. The conditions for the land transfer are that Central York Road Community will cover the cost of the survey, planning related to expenses and legal fees, and Duncan will provide the approximate financial details at the regular meeting on April 28th. And last item, enhanced fire services working agreements. The fire services working agreement with Nackwick Millville Rural Community is still in process. Alongside the agreements are fire service boundary changes in the northwest corner of Central York and Nackwick Millville Rural Community, as well as an internal boundary change between the Keswick Ridge and Keswick Valley Fire Departments. These changes will not come into effect prior to the upcoming election, but should at some point in June.
Thank you, Karina. We have a motion to accept the CAO report. Moved by Councillor Downey, with a seconder. Second by Councillor Brewer. Any questions on the CAO report? Councillor Ayers.
With regards to the sign, who is the service provider?
A company in St. John is all I can tell you. I don't know who it is.
I would have to look it up.
What?
I would have to look it up.
I know there was one company not in Central York, but locally, that did not respond to a request to get a quote, so.
It's an electrical sign too, so
Yeah.
that's a difference.
Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, any, motion carried. Mayor report, last evening there was a ceremony to celebrate the arena moving over to the Central York administration. That went well. April 8th there was a breakfast for any current and potential council and mayors. Councillor Brewer attended along with Darren Scott that is offering Ward 5 and Aileen Anderson that is offering Ward 2, and myself was at that the other day. So that's my report. Short but to the point, so I move to accept my report. Do I have a seconder? Second by Councillor Forbes. Any questions of my report? All those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, if any, motion carried. So we'll move on to new business, and I'll call on Councillor Downey if she would read the bylaw A-14 in its entirety.
Okay.
And move it as you read it, please.
Central York Rural Community Bylaw number A-14, Central York Rural Community Rural Plan, Council of the Central York Rural Community, under authority vested in it by Section 44 of the Community Planning Act, enacts as follows. 1. A rural plan for the physical development and improvement of the rural community is hereby adopted. 2. The document entitled Central York Rural Community Rural Plan, bylaw number A-14, including that part referred to as Central York Rural Community Zoning Map, attached as Schedule A, constitutes the rural plan mentioned in Section 1. I move that one, move that.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder? Second by Councilor Brewer. Any questions on the first reading of entirety? Hearing none, all those in favor? Contrary minded, if any? Motion carried. Councilor Forbes will call on you to read by title.
Okay, motion to approve, first reading of bylaw A-114, Central York Rural Community Planning by title. The Central York Rural Community Bylaw number A-14, Central York Rural Community Rural Plan.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder? Second by Councilor Downing. Any questions on that?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, if any? Motion carried. So in new business, we'll move on to C, motion to approve the 2026 Capital Region Service Commission Local Planning and Building Inspection Services Agreement for $260,141. So that's what we pay the Capital Service Commission for our planners for the year, which do all the planning in the building permits and what's the word I'm looking for? Oversee the regulations and whatnot for us. So I will move that we approve that plan for 2026. It's already in motion and we haven't had the motion, so it's up and running. Now with this motion, I move it. We have a second.
Move it.
Second by Councilor Forbes. Any questions on this? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, if any? Motion carried.